Hey guys, this is Sydnee A, and I am welcoming you to another awesome edition of Necro-Fiends of the Frozen Dead, where we talk to friends and fans of the Frozen Dead and Johnny Necro, and we are celebrating 25 awesome years. So please welcome Tony and John to our program. Welcome, guys.
Hey,
Johnny Q.
What's up?
Welcome. I'm super excited that you guys are on here because I just met you at the Great Media Comic-Con. And before that, I had fallen in love with your comic.
Oh.
I absolutely love Gerald in the Afterlife. So I want you guys, if you could, to tell me, how did that get started? What was the inspiration, and how has the journey been with this comic?
Wow, you want me to start, Johnny, and then you can pick it up when you come in? So I started making cartoons in 2021 with some really weird software, and I got a little bit better and I wanted to make better cartoons. So I got this new software, and Gerald and Death were kind of stock characters with it. So I came up with a gag that I wanted to animate. And then when I got done animating the gag, I was like, oh, now there's more to the story. And it ended up being 9 minutes long, over 6 episodes.
Oh, wow.
And then Johnny and I were talking about doing something. We didn't know what yet. And then cartoons take so long to make. And we kept writing jokes and stuff. And we're like, well, now I guess we're doing comic strips because they're faster. And then it just kind of got out of hand. We started writing together and everything exploded. We started doing 3 strips a week instead of 1. And the cartoons are all different now, and now we have 3 or 4 books out, and we're talking to you on a TV show. It's crazy.
That's awesome. Did you guys grow up together, or did you meet each other more recently?
Appropriately, we met in a bar.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
I was bartending upstairs at Fergie's Pub. I guess between 05 and 06, and Tony would open for another band, and I'm actually wearing one of Tony's shirts for a religion that he up. Monsterology. And so, we knew each other from then, and we just crack each other up and stuff. And and then I guess, we through social media, we kind of kept seeing each other and, talking back and forth here and there. And then when he started doing this stuff, we just started cracking each other up, and we just bounced off each other really well. And so here we are.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was just 2 rocks rolled down the hill somehow, and everything snowballed. We didn't plan it, didn't see it coming, wasn't trying to do it, but
some of the best stuff is totally organically made. And it's funny that you're at. Oh no, I can't hear you. What did you say, John?
Effortless. It's been really nice. We're just, we'll just somehow, the thunderbolt just comes out of nowhere, and it's just something will be funny, and we'll just start going back and forth and everything. And then I always say that Tony's like my imaginary friend. I come up, I throw it out into the universe, and then I wake up 2 or 3 days later, and there it is.
It's come to life. That's
Exactly.
Awesome. Just your imagination. So I'm going to put up, you guys have your social media. You can follow Gerald in the Afterlife on Instagram and Facebook at Gerald in the Afterlife. So definitely do that. I love you guys are constantly posting your comic strips, and I look forward to seeing them all the time. Nice. So that is awesome. And I have from the Comic-Con.
Nice.
I got
That's girlfriend.
I was going to say, is it Sandra or is it Sandra? How does she pronounce her name?
Either way, Death always pronounces things funny. He always says aluminium or saxophone. If he can be difficult about something, that's kind of what he does.
The Donald Pleasance way of saying evil.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I love Adventure. Sandra is my favorite.
Yeah, she's coming up. Yeah,
she's awesome.
We have a D&D thing somewhat in the works with them. I'm not sure. Instead of a comic book story, it's going to be a module. We're going to draw maps, and it's half baked, but
it sounds awesome.
It should be fun.
Cool. And if you're following on Gerald in the Afterlife, then you'll know when it comes out. So
yes,
you guys got to do that.
Sometime this year for sure.
That is really cool. So they can also catch you at Weird Fest in Philadelphia and that's in Fishtown in October, which is going to be fun. So what do you guys have when you do these appearances? Are they able to buy books? I know that you have the photos. Like I bought, like what kind of things can people come and see you and get?
Books thing, but then Tony's been coming up with all kinds of stuff. Like before the Great Media Comic-Con, Tony just really went all out for print stuff, some of which you just showed. But then we also have a few mugs for an upcoming. The bit isn't printed yet, so I don't kind of want to lose it. But the mug cracks me up each and every time I think about it.
That's how you know it's good. You guys had a blanket, didn't you, at the Great Media Comic-Con?
Yes. So I've been going to like those places like that, like moms go and get pictures of the kids, like kid merch for their grandparents. But I've just been uploading our horrible drawings to it and getting like mugs and like little photo tiles and buttons and blankets with them. So we're going to use the blankets as a banner. The plan was to auction them off, but I think we're a little bit too ahead of ourselves with that stuff. Like in our heads, we've been doing this for 2 years and we're really funny. But in the world, nobody knows who we are yet. So like we have to wait, hopefully get a bunch of people to catch up with us, and then.
Yeah, because some of the gags, like I said, with the mug, it's kind of like, well, this is going. We're gonna release this in September, third week of September this year, and it's gonna be
buy the mug now.
Right.
Be prepared, so you can be sipping on your coffee when it gets released. You're like, you gotta.
It won't make sense.
Yep, and like you said about the mug cracking you up, I was telling you guys before we started recording, every time I see this bit, the whole old toenails for sale, it kills me. I don't. It's just so funny to me.
You're called for
Well, the whole thing about her robbing the cradle because Gerald hasn't been dead that long.
Well, that
it's so funny to me.
But it's like she's like 400 and he's 2, so it's like a weird back and forth kind of.
But he's also 46 and she's 21, so it's like.
Right, so that's why she says, "Which, please?"
Yeah,
I got these too.
Reading card line.
I love these. These are so cute. It says, "Which, please," and then on the inside is the witch and Sandra. Like, how cute is it? How much would you love to get this in the mail, guys? Come on. Like, this would brighten up your whole day. I have that one, and then I have the romantic card as well. I bought it to give to my husband, but I like it so much I haven't given it to him yet.
I'll slip you a couple extras.
Awesome. I'm keeping it for myself.
Tell people to buy 2.
I did buy 2 of the Witch Please one. I bought 2 of that one because I wanted to send one to my cousin and keep one for myself.
Nice.
So they're so cool. But I just, like I said, I love the drawing style. I love the idea that Gerald just is having such a shit time in the afterlife.
But it's such an improvement over his regular life. That's like part of the gag. Is like he's doing the best he's ever done, and this is that.
Right. And that's what's funny is I'm hopping in like 2 months ago. I have yet to get back to the origins, and I'm enjoying the hell out of it. And I don't even know all of the gags yet. I just think it's hysterical.
Sweet. That's what we were hoping for.
Right. So the people watching like don't think you have to, like of course get the books and go back to the beginning, but you can still enjoy it.
A lot of these are standalones. There are some, like we'll have specials or we'll have some things that kind of go along for 2 or 3 strips, but for the most part, they're standalones. And the other thing is being in the void where there's no time or space, we can jump around a lot, and which is a little tough to follow. If you're trying to follow it in a linear fashion, it's kind of not the way to. I mean, you don't have to do it that way. You can jump in, because when you have certain aspects of it that are, you're coming in and they're fighting demonic pizza, and then you come in another time and they're having with Monsieur Whiskers. There's a lot. There's a lot.
I don't think I've seen that yet.
He's on the web. Yeah, it's just Gerald angers a cat by beating him too hard in air hockey. So, and he's trying to apologize, but the cat like demands this long like treaty negotiation process. Like they have to meet, like they have the flags with their faces on them, like diplomats, and they have to like negotiate. And then there's this. I don't want to ruin it, but there's like the 4-colored pen. Remember those?
Yeah. Those were the best.
That causes a lot of trouble in this story. And then just
and I love the title Tony came up with, Paul Print v. Barnes.
it's like because the cat can't write his name, you know. He just has to...
Thumbs.
No. What's he gonna do with a 4-color pen?
That's what do cats do with anything that they don't know how to use? Like the whole argument
they hide
really is like, Gerald is like, you keep losing these games that you need thumbs to play. But you don't. But you keep insisting on playing them, and you don't have thumbs. And the cat like doesn't want to hear that. And then
because it's a cat.
Yeah,
I love it. That is so funny. And that's one of the things I love about the Johnny Necro comics is the same thing. Like there's so many different timelines, and it jumps around to so many different things. And that's the beauty of comics and comic strips is that you can be that creative. And I want to know, how did you guys meet Johnny? Like, what's your origin story with him?
So at the first Media Comic Con, I missed the table deadline, and I just had like 30 comics printed up, and I was like, I'll just go hand them out. So I just gave one to Johnny, and then he gave me some of his stuff, and we sort of kept in touch, but not really. And then we saw him this year, and that was it. He was like, he's doing a pin up in my book, and we got tables across from each other. He's been super, super cool about everything. Like really like pulling our coats. Never asked him. He was just like, yeah, you guys will like it. Come on over here. Like, let's go. We're going to do some stuff. Like,
I want to show that off too. Ooh, there you go.
So he asked me to do that pinup, and I was like, dude, I can't even draw. Like, I haven't even been drawing for a year. Like, I can't. And he sent me that. He was like, don't worry. It's called Poorly Drawn Boy.
That's what I was going to say. Well, it is Poorly Drawn Boy.
Like, I think I'm in. I think I can do this. And he sent me a reference photo. And I'm like, I just remember texting him back. I'm like, Johnny, I don't know how this is good. I've never drawn a neck, you know? And he's just like, he figured it out. Like, he was cool. And he's cool with that. He's like, no. He was like, do you want to do a pinup? And I was like, yeah, I'll try. But if you have to.
And then he sent you the Betty Page wig, and you were like, wait, that's not what I meant.
Whoa. This is an extra $30, buddy.
Gotta buy the boobs.
Yeah.
So, but that's great. So you guys met him together that way, or did you meet him and then you brought Johnny in?
No, I think he met us. Like, I would say I met him, but we didn't really talk. And then this year is when we really got to know each other, I think. And that was
Comic-Con's where I first met him. And then Johnny Necro and I have a common friend and everything. So, you know, someone I knew from like the West Philly sideshow days and stuff. But
now there's a story.
Well, it's Frankie Bone. He lived out at this art commune where I was friends with the artists and everything, and I would bartend this event called Carnivolution. In fact, the guy who ran it was just on America's Got Talent on Tuesday doing sword swap. Hey, you can check it out on YouTube. It's pretty good. But Frankie and I go back to, at least 10, 15 years. So, but I just met Johnny for the first time at the Comic-Con, and tell you what, class act all the way. Like, let's all get there together. Just ton of stories, a lot of fun, a lot of exuberance.
Oh, that's a great word for Johnny. Yes.
Our adorables are really funny. And
those are awesome.
He just has, he's a force, and it's cool to watch. It's cool to watch it happen.
Absolutely. That seems to be the common thread that everybody that I'm talking to, like, we all agree that Johnny just wants everyone to succeed. And like you said, without even asking, he's just like, here you go. Like,
here's some help. Like, and it's seriously helpful help, it's crazy. Like,
right. And he's so humble. It's not because I know this person. I've got, like, it's never like that. It's, hey, I'm going to connect you guys and you can help each other out,
Yeah. And I guess his idea is, if we all help each other, we all go someplace together, and keep coming back for each other. And
I keep saying the same line, like, when the tide comes in, all ships rise. And, so I'm going to get a shirt I'm going to have Anne make me a Horror Adorables, all ships rise, because I keep saying it, but it's true. It's like,
he's I don't even know what to call him. He's not like a shepherd, or he's like a mentor. He's
our Yoda.
Yeah, he's kind of.
What did you call him, Jenny?
It makes it happen, that's for sure. Because like what Tony was saying, it's not just oh, you know what you should do? It's like, here's what we're going to do. You know, it's actual good help and advice, which is rare in this world.
Yep. He wants to just link arms with it, you know, like no matter where you are on your journey, he wants to help you get further. And I think that's awesome.
Very cool. Like he already told me to do a pin-up in his upcoming book, the 25th anniversary one. And we have parts of a crossover that we're working on. We're going slow with it because after the Comic-Con, I kind of went brain dead for like a month. And then,
oh yeah, I'm sure you needed some recovery time after that.
It was it was a long year getting ready for it. And I was like, I'm going to play video games for 6 weeks and get back to it.
Yeah, reset.
Yeah.
No, that's awesome. I was talking to Mark Gervais earlier today, and I'm like, I hope you guys come back to Comic-Con next year. Like, I'm so excited for that whole community again because it was just so much fun. It was my second. I was there the first year, just as I brought my kids to go, and then this year I got to do the reporting as Lois Lane and April O'Neil. But awesome. Like even if I just come hang out, like just to see everybody again, because it's just such a vibe. Like it just energizes you. As exhausted as I was so happy. So I understand.
It was so much fun. Yeah. It's just a lot of cool people there. It's like, I belong at comic conventions. This is finally where, like, I'm not a square peg in a round hole anymore. I'm a square peg in a square hole. It's like, this is great. I can't wait to go back next year. Mark's great. All those guys that put it together are great. Johnny's cool. We met a ton of really cool. Ran into some friends I haven't seen in 20 years. It's definitely like our home show for a while, I think.
Absolutely. It's the only one I've ever been to. So as far as Comic-Cons go, but not, like I grew up with comic strips, not comic books. Like my dad would read us the funnies. So like, Calvin and Hobbes and Garfield, like all of those I know more than the superheroes, but it didn't matter. Like it was just so fun. And if you go just wanting to have a good time, you just meet awesome people and you can learn about stuff.
Yeah, there's 50 ways to have a great time there. Like it's pretty cool. Yeah.
And tacos.
Yeah. I heard they were quite tasty.
Yeah, I didn't actually get one, but I smelled them and I was jealous. So
sometimes that's enough.
Exactly.
You can get by.
Right? That's so funny. So is there any upcoming adventures with Gerald and Death that you can tell us about, or are they all kind of top secret right now?
I don't think there's anything really top secret. We just don't want to.
What is going on now?
We have for Gerald's girlfriend Abby. We were trying to think of a last name for her. So we're going back and forth. We're trying to figure out maybe since it's from the Puritan days, trying to think of like a hardcore New England name or someone from the Mayflower and stuff like that. And then we were joking with each other, and we said, well, if we leave it to the internet, they'll just call her McWitchface. So she's Abby McWitchface.
I love it, like Bodie McBoatface. But
Johnny sent that to me. He's like, yeah, the internet would just call her. And I put it on her little profile. I was making character blurbs for the new book this year. And I was like, that's her name. Like, she looks like an Abby McWitchface.
That's perfect. I love that. So do you guys both draw, or is it you draw and Johnny has the text? Like,
well, I think you could argue that neither of us really draw it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I just kind of hit the paper until it looks the way I want it to.
That's like my daily stick figures. I don't know if you guys ever see those in my stories. I find joy every day.
I see most of what you post. I haven't seen any. I'll keep an eye out for them.
They might be in my Sydnee stories, not my Sydnee Author story. I have too many social media accounts. It's out of control.
Okay. I think I'm only on the one. That might explain it.
When it comes to the drawing and like all the actual work and everything, like that's all Tony. Like if you had to distill it down, it is 95% Tony in terms of making this train go every single day. It's like I come up with jokes and gags and stuff, and we crack each other up. But at the end of the week, when you open it up, there, Tony did all that. So
stop and blush.
Don't let me I'm telling you.
Well, I made a decision. Like, stuff wasn't going well, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just devoting myself for the next 3 or 4 years. I'm just going to be doing this. So I'm doing it, and like writing with Johnny makes it millions of times funnier. Like, I mean, I don't think if I did it on my own, it would stink, but it's far better than I could imagine it with the two of us. So, like, someone's got to do but I chose to do the labor before we even started writing together. So, but the ideas that we come up with, I know, like, when I come up with an idea that doesn't need any work, it's like a whole idea. It's like, yo, here's a strip. I know that's influenced by writing with him. Just when I'm like, yo, this is half a strip, because we're at this point we're just trying to make each other laugh, and it's like, oh, Johnny's gonna laugh real hard, and that's like a focused inspiration. And I've never had a collaboration work this well before. It's creepy, and like we have one rule: is when it stops being fun, you just walk away from it until it is.
Yeah. You can't force the funny.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And that's one of the writing stuff. That's one of the writing disciplines that we came up with as we were talking about getting together and writing this thing together. I suggested that we get at least 2 months of material out ahead of it. So however many strips that may be, and then because I'm under the basically the toughest time to become funny is when you have to be funny.
Yeah.
So I wanted some wiggle room. So if we did want to just lay back for a week or go on vacation, or you're just not feeling it, you had enough in the can to go. And now we're written and drawn through mid-October. Like we're trying to figure out what to do for Halloween time right now. I mean, we have solid ideas. We're just trying to figure out exactly which way to go and how to refine it and everything like that. Because we have our character that we came up with, Pazuzu Phil, who's like Phil, but Pazuzu's the demon from The Exorcist.
Okay.
So it comes out on November 1st and declares 6 more weeks of Halloween.
I love it. Instead of Punxsutawney Phil, I love it.
I think this year might move. He moved from Punxsutawney to Erie. I think that might be where he lives.
That's so perfect. Oh my God.
It's silly stuff like that have kept us cracked up. And, there's an old thing just in art of any form. It's like, if you enjoy it, someone else will. And to the extent that Tony cracks me up and I crack him up, I mean, other people, once it gets rolling, we have some fans that really dig it, so it's just, we just got to find more weirdos. That's our
I have signed up. Yes.
Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Membership kit is in the mail.
Awesome. I was going to say, I want to throw this up for anybody that wants to catch up or check it all out. They can go to your website, geraldandtheafterlife.com, and I have to get all of these. It's so awesome. I don't know what it is. I'm tickled. I told you. Nice. I'm tickled. I love it.
It's working.
Yep.
And I absolutely understand and appreciate when you were like, I'm going to devote this time to it, and I'm going to do it, because I did that with my book. Everything I need to know, I learned yoga. Yes, thank you. I didn't know if you wanted people to know that, so I wasn't going to call you out. Thank you.
I enjoy it. No, I must admit, though, I haven't gotten out of the intro yet because I'm still half brain dead and pretty busy. But I like your voice. Like, it's hard to write like a book where you're like, I'm going to tell you some stuff, and not come off like a prick. And you don't. You come off like, hey, I'm sharing the stuff that happened to me. It might help you out. Like, that's more your vibe, and I dig that vibe.
Thank you.
It's you have a very pleasant read tone. I like it.
I appreciate that, because you can tell I got a lot to say. I don't shut up, so it's a beefy book. But you can get your copy at learnedingogo.com. It's on paperback and in ebook. Yours will not have the stripe, because this is my not for resale original copy that I pet and I cuddled when I first got my book in print.
Nice. Yeah, I have one of those too.
Yeah.
The first one's so cool. You're like, wow.
It had its little book koozie. I was like, did you wash your hands? You can't touch my baby. I'm sure you guys were like that when you first got your first,
it's wild when it first comes out of your head and it's real and you're like, oh. I imagine that's how people feel with baby pictures. Like you just want to run around and show everybody, look what I did. It was in my head and I pulled it out.
Yep.
It's crazy. It's a neat feeling.
It's really cool, and it's
not too hard to publish now.
No, it's definitely a lot easier, and with the self-publishing route, which is what I did, especially when I found out the amount of money that publishing houses take from your proceeds, and I was like, yeah, no. Because unless I'm a celebrity, you're not going to be giving me advertising. So I'm still going to be doing all the work, and you're going to take all the money. So we're
right.
Yeah.
So how's that a deal for the writer? I don't get it.
Exactly. And knowing that this is, probably one and done, because people are like, when are you writing your next one? I'm like, I said everything.
Yeah, this is my entire career.
Yeah, I have a Post-it when I think of the next story. You can buy the Post-it and get the next story. But I don't think I have that many memories left. They all, thank you, vodka. They're gone. But it's really, it feels great though.
Podcast or something like that, or stuff I learned doing a podcast. You could do stuff along these lines, maybe.
That's true. Everything I need to know, I learned doing a podcast from the seat of my pants. I can call it jump off the cliff and learn to fly on the way down, because that's what we do here.
That's what you're doing.
Yep, but it's working out. I'm having a good time, and I hope you guys are too.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, we were kind of nervous, not gonna lie. Like, we're so not used to positive attention of any sort that we're just like, this is weird, man. Like, what's gonna happen? Like, how are we gonna,
you waiting for Ashton Kutcher to jump out and pump you?
Like, what's happening? Like, it's a candid camera? Is you getting punked? What?
Nah, just little old me.
Yeah.
Sitting in my new polecast room, because now that this is in the middle of the room, I have to work around it.
The polecast. That's a great name for it.
Yeah.
It really is.
It was great until I hooked up my microphone and sounded like I was in Luray Caverns. I'm like, I guess I need to throw some sound absorbing things back in here.
You put some muffling on the walls and stuff.
Yep. So we have comforters. We have a giant Elmo. We have like, you never know what you're going to find.
That's what the pros use, I hear.
Yeah.
Giant Elmos.
Whatever you have around. Yeah. Oh, that. My kids are older now. It wouldn't traumatize them anymore. If they were still young, I don't think I could do that.
No, I mean.
That's what happened when Elmo didn't clean his room. No,
you have some explaining to do. Yeah.
Just kidding. Well, I am super excited that you guys hopped on here with me. And once again, everyone can see you at Weird Fest in Fishtown in Philadelphia, PA, October 19th. I hear there is wrestling as well.
There was last year, yep.
Are you guys going to wrestle?
No.
No, probably not. Yeah.
No.
Probably not.
Yeah, probably. Well, I mean, no guarantees, but
never know what can happen.
Yeah. A lot can change between now and October.
Yeah.
There you go. I have to show my favorite again.
Nice.
Especially like Tuesday and Thursday. So that's when the color ones come out on your social media?
We started reprinting them. Like, I think we got up to like the first year or so, and then I started coloring them. So we released the old ones on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then the new ones are. So the reprints are in like strip 50s. We're in the mid 50s now, and the new strips are like 150s, 160s somewhere. We're closing in on 200. So
that is awesome. Are you going to have like a big celebration for the 200th?
They have a little thing they do, Gerald, and because they're kind of aware they're in a comic strip, you know. Like,
okay.
Because it's kind of Death writing about how stupid Gerald is. That's the real secret. Like, that's why Death. He's jealous that Gerald was making cartoons, and then he makes this comic strip to highlight what an idiot Gerald is to everybody else. Like, that's the. Doesn't really come out, but that's how we approach the story. So like they'll break the fourth wall and be like,
"Yeah, all right,
there is
celebration for a 69th strip."
Yeah, we had 69 and 100 and 200. Like,
it's like you got to come up with a word for bicentennial, but that has like bi-striptennial or something. You know, like for the comic strip. That sounds like something else.
Like, yeah, that would be confusing.
Yeah. Tonight in the top bar at Fergie's. No, I'm just kidding. I actually filmed, I was an extra in a film in that top room at Fergie's. So I know exactly what you're talking about. It was April. I think
wow.
April and May. It was within the last couple months.
Oh,
and my friend, this is just like a funny side story. So because of Leah Savoli, who was at the con, who I've known forever, I got hooked up with Delco the movie and got to be an extra in that. So I brought my friend with me, and she had never been in a movie or anything like that, and she was hooked. She's like, "Oh, we gotta be extras now." So okay. So she sends me this thing that showed up in her Instagram feed that they're looking for extras at Fergie's, the date and time. So I'm like, all right, I hop on the train. I go up to Philly. I'm like, great. What's the movie about? She's like, I don't know. I said, well, what's it called? She's like, I don't know. So I'm like, all right, there's a ventriloquist in the poster. That's all. I said, if this is some weird ventriloquist porn, we're either leaving or we're getting popcorn. I don't know. I'm like, but you don't know anything about this movie. And we just showed, but it's called Dave and Larry, and it's a horror movie, an indie horror movie. And we were audience members in a comedy club in it. So sweet. I'm like looking for that, but definitely looking for more opportunities to be an extra in a movie just because it's a lot of fun.
Nice.
I host Quizzo there every Tuesday and Thursday night.
Oh, cool. Nice. So you get color comic strips and Quizzo.
And trivia. Yep, exactly.
Yes.
Nice. I'm great once I leave the house. Getting me to leave the house is hard though. Like,
it's awful. Yeah.
Yeah. So once I'm out, I'm like, yeah, let's go do something. But like, I'm like, wait. And then like when they did karaoke at the Comic-Con, and I was like, what time is it? And they're like 8:30. I said, PM?
Yeah.
I was like, I am not a cocaine user. What are you starting at 8:30? I'm old. But
middle of the primetime lineup. What's happening?
I went the early bird karaoke. But I wish I had gone though. Everybody had a great time from what I saw. So with Claudia Wells singing Pat Benatar, that would have been worth the admission.
I think I was so fried after those con days. I think I couldn't.
Yeah. Well, that was the thing too, because I didn't sit. I walked around talking to people that entire day, both days. So I was just like, I'd come home and just pass. I was like, I'm done.
That sounds about right.
Good thing I was what I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
You were wearing sensible shoes.
Yeah. On Saturday, I did not. Yeah. But it's okay. I didn't need the full pinky toe anymore anyway. So
it's overrated. 5 toes is overrated.
Exactly. And then I could like clip them off and have Beth sell them for me.
I know a guy. If you can get bulk, I can move them for you.
That is hilarious.
That's actually one of our gags. We have Death is talking about the e-girls who sell their bath water, and so he's going to go and soak in the bathtub, and Gerald's like, doesn't that just make it bone broth? And he's like, yeah, they love it at the farmer's market. Gerald says, why don't you just take pictures of your toes and be a little more dignified? And he goes, my toes are ugly. I like toenails. Or, it's along those lines. It's pretty funny. It's
the smoking a joint gag.
Oh, right.
That was you, wasn't it, Johnny?
Yeah. Yeah, my brother. I have an older brother, and he would smoke bones.
That's so funny.
Because he's more from the 70s than I am.
So he smoked bones and you smoke joints.
Say,
So I love. There's no tendons on it, so it's a bone.
Canvas style.
That was so funny. You guys all have to follow these guys on Facebook and Instagram so you can see what we're talking about because it's hilarious. Nice. Yeah,
please do.
The brain tape has got me chuckling. It's so funny.
Well, that whole thing with demonic memes, that still cracks me up every time too. We needed the brain saw a demon for the first time, and as his brain is melting out of his eyes, basically death.
Demonic meme. That's great.
Yeah, for the deans, and it's on like unfurls it. There's like blood on it.
That's what's funny because it's like, okay, it's this, but let's take it one step further.
Yeah, just make it extra,
right.
Make it extra goofy. Like that's kind of what we, I guess that's our modus operandi.
Yeah.
But like you said, if you guys keep making each other laugh, you're doing it right. So
crossed.
Yeah, right. Unless we're weirder than we anticipated.
But then you attract the weird crowd. Like that's, that's how you find your people. If there's people that don't get it, well, then they're just not your tribe. So
I don't want to know you anyway.
Yep.
If you can't be laugh at weird things, I don't think you're gonna have fun.
Yep, exactly. And that's like what's so cool about the variety of people that I've met through the Comic-Con, through Johnny, through, now I've got this whole like horror crew of people that's so fun. And like that, I said to Johnny, I'm like, I didn't even know I needed them in my life. But now that they're here, like I feel like my family's growing and it's so fun.
That's awesome.
Yep. And it's definitely that way with you guys too. Like I love waking up and like checking my newsfeed, like what's going on today.
We're glad it's working.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we really appreciate this.
This has been Tony's face for a long time. Like I said, the shirt itself here says you must be this weird to ride. And I bought it in 2005.
Wow, that is awesome.
Yeah.
It's held up very well. Nice. You must take care of your clothes. Good job.
I don't even have one of those.
That's funny. Cool. Well, thank you guys so much for hopping on here with me. I'm going to throw up Johnny's, not throw up. I'm going to put Johnny's information back up here so you guys can go and grab your own copy of Johnny Necro and the Frozen Dead. This is volume 11. The 25th anniversary is coming out this fall, which is going to be awesome. I cannot wait.
Very excited.
Yes, me too. And once again, follow Gerald in the Afterlife and go check out the website as well. So you can catch up with brain tape and joints and bones and old toenails, all the things you didn't even know you were missing.
When you say together, it sounds a little weirder, but
Yeah.
You're like, wait a minute, I think Sydnee might be too weird for us.
No. We just didn't know ourselves that well, I guess.
When you're hearing someone else say it, it's kind of
yeah, I think I'd let my kids hang out with these guys.
Right. It's all good. My kids are weird too. That's why they're so awesome.
Nice.
Awesome. Well, thanks again, guys, and I will catch you on social media.
All right, thank you.
So long.